call this meeting to order. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Records and Public Safety Committee. Calling it to order. Second item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you could, I guess I'm not going to rise, but rise up and put your hand to your chest and give the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic,
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. I beat you, Marv, by a few words. Okay. Adopt the agenda. Now, on this one here, folks, I'm going to need a motion to modify the agenda. Items 6A and 6B have been removed by the clerk. So we're going to modify the agenda. So I'm looking for a motion to modify a new agenda excluding items 6A and B.
So moved by Romano.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay, I heard Harold Hall first for the motion. Support from Romano. So please vote on that if we can. And Marv, give us a yay or nay on the modification of the agenda. Marv, did you vote? I haven't heard him, so I'll assume it was a yes.
I am passes 10-0, so we were able to record a yes vote for Commissioner Sauger.
Great, thank you. All right, next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. This is from the September 17th, 2020 meeting. Looking for a motion for approval.
So moved.
Okay, heard that by Romano. Support?
Carabelli.
Support by Carabelli. Please vote.
That motion passes 10-0.
Great. Now we're going to move on to public participation. This is where anybody out there in the public has an opportunity to talk about any items that are on this agenda. You will have 5 minutes to speak. So if anybody out there wants to discuss any item on this agenda with us, please unmute yourself. That would be *69 if you're by phone, or please just unmute yourself on this device, on your device, and let us know. Public participation, going once, going twice. Once again, anybody wants to speak from the public, *69 if you're on phone, or unmute on this device. Third time, no public participation. Going to move on now to department recommendations. This will now be item 6A. This is a budget amendment for the Register of Deeds Technology Fund Indexing Services, $181,000. Who's out there from the clerk's office?
Hi, Mr. Chair. It's Fred Miller. How are you?
Good, Fred. Good to see you. Go ahead, Fred. You want to talk about this?
Yeah. So this is it's great to be with you. This is so 2020. I'm speaking to you from my car in beautiful New Haven, Michigan, in Commissioner Kraft's district, getting ready to kick off a voter registration drive for aimed at some of the high school kids, 18-year-old seniors, and one of the Baptist churches out here. So this is so 2020 to be able to talk to you about this from my car while we're doing this other stuff. But thanks for your attention to this item. This is kind of some cleanup from an issue that you guys know well. We're in the process of migrating our data at Register of Deeds, 8 images going back to predating Michigan statehood. These are all the deeds and images of other real estate documents that are contained in our platform, and it's also the program that we use to coordinate our work in the office. Anyway, it's been a big a long project. We are looking to go live with our new platform in January, as you may remember. This budget amendment before you today is basically just transferring some money from the personnel line item in our tech fund to be able to pay some bills for our outgoing vendor. As you recall, one of the good things about our new vendor is that we're going to do some of the indexing of records in-house. And so you guys graciously allowed us to create some positions within our tech fund, which is, as you know, captured. The fees are captured through every time there's a document filed. A portion of those fees by state law go to our technology fund, which is used to make records available. Anyway, we were not able to fill those positions as we're still migrating our data and getting ready to for the big changeover. And so this is reflecting that and kind of moving money around in the tech fund. It has no impact on the general fund, and I'm happy to take any questions. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome. Any commissioners out there have any questions for Clerk Miller?
You need a motion?
Yeah, I do. I don't see any speakers either, so let's take the motion. Go ahead,
So moved.
Carabelli.
So moved.
Okay. Support by Kleinfeld. Please vote.
That motion passes 10-0.
Okay. Mike, did we pass? I assume.
Oh, sorry. That motion passes 11-0.
Gotcha. All right, we're going to move on now to item 6B, budget amendment, Register of Deeds Technology Fund, extension of the contract. Fred, I assume you're going to talk about this as well.
It's just the corresponding move to basically what I just talked about.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Okay. Looking for a motion?
Motion Hall to approve.
Okay. Support?
Romano support.
Okay. Please vote.
That motion passes 11-0.
Great. Okay, we're going to move on now to item 6C.
Thank you, Commissioner.
You're welcome. Good to see you. Good luck out there.
You too.
6C, waived by Internal Services Committee Chair. And this is being requested for full board approval. So I put it on my committee. This is a COVID purchase with COVID dollars, CARES Act funding. This is for Vastech. This is a public works microfiche indexing for an on-base integration system. Who do we have from Public Works to talk, or is this going to be from IT? Somebody from IT?
Yeah, it's Jacob
Hey.
from IT here.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good, Commissioner. Thank you, Commissioners. I really appreciate you putting this on the agenda today. It's one of those things we are getting down to the wire, and we gotta get these CARE Act projects completed. So thank you for the opportunity. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
This is pretty much at Public Works. We have microfiche documents. There's about 500,000 of them that at this point in time is not electronically accessible. A lot of people at Public Works, like everywhere else, is working remotely, and we need to make sure that we have these documents available electronically. So we are hiring the company Vastech to do this for us. It is we already have a few of these in progress. They've been doing a pretty good job so far. Community corrections, public health, are, as well as HR, are ones that we are in process with, and we also want to do this one. So we are asking that you approve this to move forward with CARE Act funding in the amount of $59,874.
Okay. Any questions? I don't see any. I don't see any questions. So looking for a
Motion to
motion.
approve, Romano.
Okay. Support.
Motion to support.
Okay. Got a support from Duje. Please vote.
That motion passes 11-0.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you.
Thank you,
Jacob.
Commissioners.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Take care. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right. Moving on now to correspondence. Now, normally, this is 7A. Normally, we would have the civil service kind of come in and give us our annual report. But because of COVID and everything else, we just had them go ahead and submit it. So I'm really just looking for a motion to receive and file.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Got that by Commissioner Brown. Is there support?
Romano supported.
Okay, Romano supported. So let's just take a vote on this to receive and file the 2019 annual report. Maybe an opportunity to ask them questions at another time. Okay.
That motion passes 11-0.
All right, next item is, as I indicated yesterday, in new business. This is a resolution that I wanted to kind of just get out to the commissioners. You got an email to you this afternoon, and we're not going to vote on it or anything like that today. I just wanted to get it out there and kind of just, maybe receive it if we want today. We don't even have to really do that. I just wanted to make sure it was out there. It was on my agenda. I'm kind of hoping that next week we've got 3 finance meetings, and maybe Commissioner Kleinfeld, Chairperson Kleinfeld, will maybe put this on one of her agendas. But, I'm happy to answer any questions if anybody's had a chance to look at this thing. It's kind of what they're trying to do up in Lansing, and I think it's a good idea if we consider it.
I support you on that.
Okay, and I would hope that you would consider maybe putting it on one of your agendas next week for maybe a vote on it. Are there any questions or discussions on it? I mean,
well, I pushed the button, Mr. Chair. I'm waiting my turn.
Geez, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Oh yeah, Commissioner Drolet, go ahead.
Well, I could probably get this answer just by reading the resolution, which I honestly haven't done yet. But is this just for during the period when COVID is considered to be prevalent, or would this be a permanent change that's being looked for in the Open Meetings Act?
Well, this is looking more like it might be under any state of an emergency that the Open Meeting Act would be allowed. But there's other circumstances that they're looking at, such as like a member that might have a medical condition. And it would also allow for hybrid, like some in-person combined meetings with people virtually as well. I think my resolution is broad in what we're asking the legislature to consider. So, I mean, that, if you have concerns with that, obviously that's why I want to get this out there. But
I appreciate the explanation. I don't know that I have concerns. I just kind of want to get a better handle of it. It makes sense that if somebody's unable to make a meeting because they're sick or hospitalized or something like that, but they still are able to participate remotely, that could make some sense. I just want to get an idea of, is there current legislation that's been drafted that specifies the circumstances, or is it more of a broad concept?
It's more of a broad concept. I think SEMCOG is really taking the lead on it. And, we're just kind of throwing our support behind, hey, up there at the legislature, take a look at this. We think broadly, think big, and from there, that's our position anyway. That would be the Board of Commissioners' position. And if you look from our standpoint, these have worked incredibly well. I mean, our department was way ahead of the curve on this one. We had the technology, we had the training, and we were able to smoothly integrate. I don't even think we missed a meeting because of COVID. I think we went right into these remote meetings right away, without having to even really upset any of our, scheduled meetings. And so, and it's also from a public standpoint, I mean, how many times have we had more public participation with these Zoom meetings? I can tell you one of my records in public safety meetings, I think the public participation, for better or worse, went on for an hour and a half, you know what I mean? So it gives the public a chance to get more involved too. And it truly makes the meetings open. That's
actually sort of my interest in it. I think we all know we potentially lose a little bit by not being in person, but I think it does open an avenue for the public that the person might be at work and can't get out of work, to come to a meeting in person, or may have a hard time getting, driving or whatever it might be. I think the options for the public are good, for something like this.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm intrigued by it. Obviously we do lose a little bit of something. I still would prefer in-person meetings for the board, but for the opportunity for the public to participate, I think it broadens and expands that. So I'm interested to see how this concept develops. I appreciate you bringing it forward.
Not a problem. It's the SEMCOG thing, and some of the staff have brought it to my attention. And being that this has worked well enough, I thought, and like I say, I'm not doing it like we've done before, where I pop it on a meeting. I'm throwing it out there. We don't even have to rule on this. It's just something to discuss now. And if you want, feel free to add to my resolution, and I can throw all your names on there too. I don't care. And if whenever Veronica's ready, we can put it on an agenda if she wants next week. Thank you, Commissioner Drolet. Commissioner Hall.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to mention that the Michigan Senate is in session today. Phil Kraft can confirm that, discussing this very same subject. So we expect to hear something out of them, I'm hoping, shortly. So thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Phil.
Thank you, Commissioner Hawk. Commissioner Kraft.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, kind of echoing what Commissioner Haas said. They are in session today. The House will be in session on Tuesday. And for Leon's purposes, if you look at one of the bill summaries for the Senate bill, the very first, I guess you want to say, bullet point would be to require a public body to establish procedures to accommodate the absence of a member. Am I still here?
Yeah, right. It's like a football game, man. I mean, you went out right when you were saying the first bullet point. So start.
Of course. All right, just go to the bill analysis at legislature.mi.gov, look up the bills, and it's the first bullet point. It'll clarify what Leon was asking. Basically, for an emergency or for a state of emergency would be what the bill is for us to go virtual. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
So there you have it. So, Commissioner Kleinfeld.
Thank you. I kept showing up on the agenda before this one. Just very quickly, just so you guys know, this is a huge issue for the UP commissioners. It's very hard to get them all together, especially in the winter months. But a lot of the rural counties that receive no pay or very little pay, it's hard for them to even get commissioners to run, let alone get them all to meetings. So this would be very helpful for them. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Any other commissioners want to discuss it? I don't think we need to put it to a motion. It's there. We received it, more or less for today's meeting, and we'll move on now to new business. I do have some new business. Some of us have received our budget book that we get every year. Some of you have not yet. Patty has informed me that those of you who have not gotten your budget book as of today.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
No matter what, I think we ought to receive and file the resolution, and I'll make a motion that says just that.
Okay, we can do that. Okay. A motion by Commissioner Duja. Anybody want to support that?
I'll support.
Okay. All right. Put it to a vote for receive and file.
That motion passes 12-0.
Okay. We'll go back down to new business before I was appropriately interrupted by Commissioner Duge. As I indicated, those of you who didn't get your books, you'll get them tomorrow. Patty's been handing them out. She came to my office and dropped one off. So you should be getting your books by tomorrow for the budget. So if anybody has any questions with regard to that, you certainly can ask Patty. Any other new business? Okay, any other commissioners have new business? We'll move on now to public participation. Once again, for anybody out there in the public, this is a chance for you to talk about anything you want. We'll give you 5 minutes, and all we ask you to do is *69 to unmute yourself if you're on the phone, or unmute yourself on your device, and you got time. Just introduce yourself and where you live. Going once, going twice. Seeing no public participation, I'm going to look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Motion to adjourn, Kraft.
Okay, that's Kraft. It sounded a lot like Andre, but I heard Leon Gillette in there, so we're going to go with Leon on support. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend.
You too, Rob. Take care.